Ghostly has, oddly enough, distracted me once in a while with music hook or something else, and it's just like, I'm a squirrel! And I was talking about time management, and time management goes into other things. The reason why I've fallen out of my time management was because of a relationship, and I let it happen. I am taking full accountability for my actions in that relationship, and why it led me down that path of not wanting to keep my place the way I used to keep my place. That is on me. I shouldn't have let that happen. Love it. And of course, choose to be happy, to look for the good in any situation, and let the rest go. Welcome back to another episode of Onzi in Color. We are now on episode 4. Can't believe we're already at episode 4 already. This episode, I want to kind of touch on stress. Stress is something I think we all struggle with more often than not because, adulting, it sucks. With that being said, though, stress plays such a big part in our lives and, our physical health, our mental health, and, the way we treat others, I don't know, when you're dealing with lots of high stress, you lash out at other people, and it's not fair to everybody else. So, I'm trying to figure out ways to manage my own stress. It's kind of difficult. It's not the easiest thing to do. So let's talk about it. How does stress affect you? Let me know in the comments. I'd like to hear your answers and also, how do you deal with your own stress? Because there's healthy ways and unhealthy ways to deal with stress. I used to hide out and escape in my games. I think a lot of us do that as content, streamers. I think a lot of streamers, that's our way of escape. Because we don't want to deal with it. It's just easier to push it aside and continue on with hiding out in a game where we can just not think about reality for a little while. I have come back to the point where I'm starting to enjoy gaming again and not use it as an escape anymore. For me now, it's just, hey, I want to sit down and play a game. I can play a game if I want to. It's not, I need to sit down and escape from my life. I think the main thing for that is I figured out a way to prioritize what I stress about. Because I was stressing over things I can't control. I don't stress about that no more because if it's beyond my control, what's the point in stressing about it? It's there. Bills have to be paid. Can't stress about it. You can, if you choose to. I choose not to. I sit down and I make my budget up and go, okay, that's how we're going to handle it this month. I have a plan. Sticking to the plan. Prioritizing your stressors is huge. I have to say that bills are not always something I've always been stressed about unless I've not been working. When I wasn't working, that was a huge stress. And other ways not to deal with stress is drinking, escaping reality in many other different forms, like abusive drugs. You can't hide from reality. We're adults. You have to face it and deal with it. Now, I don't know how many of you guys actually realize how stress actually affects your body. So it causes headache, muscle tension or pain, chest pain. It causes fatigue, so lack of sleep because you're stressing about stuff, so your mind's not shutting off. It actually can affect your sex drive, just FYI there, everyone. So if you're in a relationship and you're both stressing about finding anything that's really stressful and you're always high stress, it'll affect your sex life and your sex drive. Stomach, it'll make your stomach upset. So fatigue, sleep problems are kind of, 2 and 2. If gone unchecked, it actually can cause more extreme health problems like high blood pressure, heart disease, obesity, and diabetes are some of the ones that it can cause. Now, I didn't know that until I read this, so now I'm making my life choices. And when I started to prioritize my stressors again, I've noticed a huge change. I'm healthy. I feel healthier. I feel like I actually sleep now when I know I don't really sleep much, but I know I feel like I actually sleep now. So making those changes, even if it's just a little bit, it makes a difference. So the other things it can affect also is your mood. It can cause anxiety, restlessness, lack of motivation, lack of focus, feeling overwhelmed, irritability or anger, and sadness or depression. So, which can also affect people in your life. So maybe before you start accusing people of causing your other issues like anxiety, everything else, maybe look at the stressors in your life to maybe cut them down and work on them yourself. Might be a positive. It can actually also, the other way it can affect people in your life and yourself is actually your behavior. Overeating and undereating are causes of stress. Angry outbursts, drug and alcohol abuse or misuse, tobacco use, social withdrawal, and exercising less often. I am guilty of that one. And I used to actually smoke tobacco. So that was one of I thought was a stress reliever. Yeah, no, apparently not. So there are stress management strategies you can use. Getting regular physical activity. I've started to do yoga every morning. I've only been doing it for 2 days, but so far I noticed a difference. What else? Oh, practicing relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, speaking of yoga, tai chi, or massage. Kind of wish there was a masseuse around here I could go to that doesn't cause bruising and deep tissue, because no thank you. But it doesn't take much to figure out ways to get rid of your stress. You just have to want to, and only you can motivate you. So the first person to take the step to start making this changes is you. I started making the changes. I'm glad I did. So if I hadn't, I don't know where the hell I'd be right now. I'd probably still be stressed and my house wouldn't be back into order. Because it caused me depression and I've been struggling with it for 3 years. I now have my life the way I'm starting to get it and the way I want it. And I'm starting to do yoga, which I never thought I'd want to do. So, and it helps. Not where I would like to be with the yoga, and I found out that, certain muscles don't move like they used to. Stretches I used to be able to do 10 years ago. Yeah, no, I can't do those now. But I'm determined to lose the 40 pounds I gained in the last year and a half because of depression and stress. And I was sick and I couldn't lift things because I had pulled my chest wall ligament. Another good way is keeping your sense of humor. Find the funny things in life, even if it's just the little stupid things. Keeping a sense of humor actually helps keep down your stress. And don't forget to spend time with family and friends, because otherwise isolating yourself is not a healthy thing. Healthy thing is, spending time with people when you're in that state. For some people, that person is their other half. So, I get not wanting to go out and spend time with people because really, I just don't want to be out in the public anymore. I've come to be a homebody. I like my home. I'd rather spend time here than go out to the bar. You want to go out for lunch and have coffee? Let's do that. That's something I would be game for, but I'm not into the bar scene anymore. I find a lot of people I know still are, so it's just not my cup of tea. I like shooting pool. But one day maybe I'll just buy my own. Used to have one as a kid, actually. So setting aside time for hobbies such as reading a book or listening to music. So the other thing I started to do is actually throwing on some music and reading before I go to sleep. And my sleep patterns, holy crap, have changed. I have started to sleep better. I've started actually feeling well rested because I'm not on my phone. They actually say that, you know, being on your phone right before you go to sleep is actually can mess up your sleep patterns and cause you not to sleep. So I have now been doing the whole, I'm going to read before bed. So that way I can decompress from the day and unwind my mind. And actually what I've been reading is about communication styles, which, yes, we will be doing a side quest on communication styles. And I would like to read some of the parts in the book. You guys will have to bear with me because me reading out loud is not always a fun thing. I add words, I subtract words. I'm not good with reading out loud. So I'm definitely not doing that on a live because I feel the pressure, and it'll definitely be a side quest, I think. Who knows? I might do it as an actual podcast so that I can get the points across and talk about it longer. So I know this one's not a very big podcast episode today, but what are ways that you can help yourself? I'm glad I learned how to do a budget early on to help manage my money stress, because I'm not at the place in my life yet to have a savings in case of emergencies. That is, I am planning to have fixed in the next 2 months. So getting there, though, it's a struggle. But you definitely need to find ways to get rid of your stress, ways to push through everything, and you need to find a way that works best for you. For me, it's budgeting. For me, it's reading at nighttime. For me, it's been the yoga in the morning has been helping in the last 2 days. I've noticed a change in being able to move certain ways. Found muscles I didn't know I had, and I found them, and now they are a little sore today, but hey, they're there. And I'm hoping to be able to, push past it, and I got to keep the grind going. So physical activity, and sometimes physical activity can be the best therapy, but who knows? You guys will maybe find your own groove, and I hope you do, because the amount of physical pain that stress can cause you with your muscle aches, with, the headaches, the chest pain, the not sleeping because of stress, and then the overall health risks in the end, that's not good. And I wish they tell us this stuff in schools and stuff, and teach us how to budget and how to deal with the actual in-life stuff, instead of saying, hey, you have to get this done, and hey, you have to do this. Teach us some real life stuff. Teach us how to garden. Teach us how to do budgeting. They're starting to now in schools, but when I was a kid, that wasn't a big thing. They don't teach you how to manage your money. They don't teach you about getting, a retirement thing going. Here they're called RRSPs in Canada. That's what they're called. I think they're called a Roth in the States, if I'm correct. I think they're the same thing. They don't teach you that stuff, and that you should start that at 18 or around that age. They don't teach you about that. I'm trying to teach my nephew, because I've learned about it now, and I wish I'd known about this stuff a lot sooner, and that known I should have started it when I was 18 and pregnant. But nobody told me this stuff, because I was just supposed to be out of school. So it was go live your life. Mind you, back then, I was a single mom. I had lots of stresses in my life. I miss being the stay-at-home mom, honestly. I did that for a while. I kind of miss it. Definitely be different now. They're teenagers, so they don't really need me at home anymore. but it'd definitely be a change. So the change would be the be at home, traditional housewife type thing. I don't know. I never thought it's something I really wanted. I was always more of that independent, I don't need a man attitude, and I can do anything a man can do. But part of fixing my stresses was fixing my view on how I want my life to be. So I've realized I kind of want a traditional relationship eventually. I want the traditional, but you know, the house, the family, the me stay home, take care of the housework and all that stuff. Because I do get overwhelmed, and my depression, the way it affects me is not nice. I started trying to escape into everything else and not deal with my problems, not do the housework, not do the cleaning, let the dishes pile up. Today, for the first time in a while, I actually have no dishes. Like, none. I have my cup over here from coffee this morning. But other than that, like, my dishes are caught up. My kitchen's clean. My floor is swept. My living room needs to be vacuumed. I have some more boxes to go through, but overall, my house is in order. And the laundry. Laundry just seems to be a never-ending stressing pile of craziness. Because every time I get that laundry pile down, I swear to God, that child finds another fucking 5 loads of laundry in her fucking room. Anyone else's kids do that? Please tell me I'm not alone. But that being said, like, the way people's depression affects them is different. And I get a lot of people can turn that switch and be like, hey, I gotta get this done and get it done. I turned my back to it and it just kind of piled up around me. And then I went to go clean one day and went, holy fuck, how do I get through this? Stress that leads to depression, and depression that leads to stress is an insane battle to try and fight. So what are ways that you deal with stress? What are ways that you manage your stress? Do you go for runs? Do you go for walks? Do you sit down and read a book while listening to some music? Do you just go outside and enjoy nature? I'd love to do that today, but we're kind of like got a shit ton of smoke around us right now, so that's not happening. But what are ways that you are managing your stress right now? And how are ways that you can fix your own stress? What are stresses that you're putting on the top of your pile that you can't control over the ones that you can control? How do you prioritize your stress and the things that stress you out? I know this is definitely going to be a shorter podcast. Stress is not a very big topic. Now, I can make a part 2 if you guys have any to drop in the comment section to let me know some things. But other than that, strategies to deal with stress are being more active, doing the physical, doing, the practicing, the relaxation, the deep breaths, I'm doing yoga. Hell, if I can fucking do it, you guys can do it. Practicing these things and, making time for yourself and finding a way to relax and take a load off, because life's too fucking short, guys. Life is definitely too short. So stop stressing about things you can't control. Stress about the things you can. deal with them. Take time to relax. Find a hobby that's relaxing. Don't just ignore your problems. In the meantime, there will be a new merch coming out soon. We got some Imperfectly Perfect shirts coming out for men and women. I have both in there. Well, not yet. They're coming soon. Keep an eye out. We already have the Choose to Be Happy. To look for the good in any situation and let the rest go. Kind of leads with the, you know, stress, letting things go. They're in the merch store already. Go check them out. I believe I have a merch link I'm going to add to the podcast down below in the description. I'm going to start adding that in along with the email. We also have shirts that are coming out that are You Are Worth It shirts that are going to be coming out soon too. So I'm hoping those will be out next month. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah. So leave me some comments, guys, and let me know how you manage stress. And if I miss any points, let me know. If there's other things you'd like to talk about, also drop them below. So, be unique. Be you. Be imperfectly perfect. And of course, choose to be happy. To look for the good in any situation and let the rest go. Not everything's in your control. And stop viewing it like it is, guys. Life is too short. Don't forget to enjoy it.